And now, it's time for the week that was, featuring Coach Marc Montoya of Factory X.
Welcome back to Factory X and the week that was. We are going to cover UFC Sacramento. This week we're going to cover the bonuses that were given out from UFC Sacramento. And stay tuned because they're coming at you. Alright, so you got 4 bonuses that were given out on that card. First one was Uriah Faber versus Ricky Simone. And if you look at that fight, when I saw that fight on paper, I said Ricky is the younger version of Uriah. Very similar styles. Both have really good right overhands. And the question was, could Ricky impose his speed because of his youthfulness and catch Uriah before he catches Ricky? Obviously, the last thing to go for a fighter is his power. And Uriah goes out there, and if you watch the fight, Ricky catches Uriah right away, actually. Stumbles him back. Uriah does a really good job of having a poker face, not giving up the fact that he's completely hurt. But Ricky did sense it. He goes for a jump knee, misses the jump knee. Uriah is able to refocus for a second. He's still a little bit hurt, so he's fighting on instinct. He's like an animal put in a corner. And what does he do? He sits down, dips his head, and boom, he hits him with an overhand. And that's lights out. Uriah Faber at 40 beats the younger version of himself and gets a $50,000 bonus. So congratulations to both fighters. Incredible work. But hey, what are you going to say about Uriah Faber? California kid comes through. All right, so second bonus is Josh Hemet versus the tough and durable Mirsad Bektic. Now this matchup is interesting because Hemet, like his general Uriah's, got really good overhand. The thing that I knew going into this fight is that, from watching Hemet, is that he's got power in both hands. Mirsad, I would say, is a complete mixed martial artist. Really good on the feet. Has shown a great ground game, especially when it comes to control. Overall, really good mixed martial artist and one of the top at 145. We go out, we see this fight. Mirsad's actually holding center and doing a good job. His speed's fast. And so Hemet's looking to counter and find good shots. Being patient, being really patient. As patient as throwing a jab. He hits Mirsad with a jab on the way in. So yeah, I know sometimes people are like, hey, he hit him with a jab, but Mirsad was coming in. So it was like almost like a train wreck effect where he came in as the jab was thrown. Hemet's got power on both hands. He puts him down with a jab and then finishes him on the ground. One of the reasons why he finished him, though, is he came with that uppercut. If you watch in the scramble on the ground, he comes with an rear side, right side uppercut, hits Mirsad, rips his head, whiplashes his head forward, and next thing you know, that's Hemet for a $50,000 bonus. So really good job to both guys. Congratulations to both fighters. Josh Hemet walks away with 50 G's, son. All right, so third bonus goes to Andre Philly. He's fighting Shaman Mariahs. And if you watch the fight, the interesting thing about this fight is that Mariahs is faster than Philly. I think they knew that, though, going into this, because if you rewatch the fight, you've got Philly stepping back and looking to check hook him a lot when it came to Mariahs pursuing him. So Philly a lot of times is stepping back, throwing the check hook. He wasn't successful with it right away, but he was drawing him in, kept drawing him in, drawing him in. Then if you see and you notice the fight, he meaning Philly, switches to southpaw. He starts throwing some kicks out of southpaw. He notices that Mariahs is consistently pursuing forward, which is what he does, and Philly absolutely attacks off of Mariahs' lead body kick. Mariahs throws a hard lead body kick. Philly responds instantly with a rear side high kick off of that attack and just lights him up in the sense of getting him to the ground. Knocks him down. Then there's a little bit of a hey, I'm going to go in and finish. And then from there, he steps back, catches him with the uppercut, which is what he was doing with the check hook, and then goes and finishes him on the ground. So really good job to Philly. Great game plan from him and his coaches. Nothing but respect to Mariahs, who both are warriors. 50 G's for Philly. Congrats. All right, so your final bonus of the night with the UFC Sacramento card is for yours truly. Our own Jonathan Martinez fights Ping Liu, and he goes out there, and these two are matched evenly for sure. One thing that I'll say though is our strategy going into that fight was to fight the same Ping that comes forward and hard pursues his opponents like he's shown in the past. So when we go out there and we're in the middle of this fight, we're seeing Ping circle the perimeter on the sponsors near the cage, and I'm looking at it going, interesting. They are looking to counter Jonathan, knowing that he's got good kicks and trying to counter him off of his striking and his pressure. So had to change tactics instantly in the corner, and Jonathan had to do it in the cage. That fight was frustrating for me because we weren't able to pull the trigger right away if you watch the fight in the first 2 rounds. They did have some crazy exchanges in the first. Definitely both hurt each other a little bit in doing so. One of the things we planned for was that rear side knee. We practiced that, I can't tell you how, I don't know, 8 weeks at least. Finally, Jonathan sees it, trusts it. He throws a jab, steps, hits him with the rear side knee, and he's the only complete knockout on the entire card, and goes home and absolutely changes him and his family's life by winning his first and ever bonus in the UFC. And congratulations to Ping, his team at Alpha Male, and then a huge congratulations to Jonathan. We call him AKA Pedro, you know, like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. That's him, especially with the mustache. Go look at his IG. Go dig up some of that old stuff. That's Pedro right there. So congratulations, Pedro. Way to change your life, and way to stick to that game plan and finally implement. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Remember, go to our YouTube page. Go like, share, subscribe. You can comment even. And go hit that button and go see all the content we have coming out. We have a great Tuesday, 52 weeks discussion that comes out every week. Go check that out. The thing I'll leave you with is this. I wrote this down actually recently, and it says, don't confuse movement with progress. Think about that. Don't confuse movement with progress. Go make progress, guys. Good to talk to you.